Hello dear friends, welcome to another video of our English-Kurdish series. In this video, I am with you this time with my Joker t-shirt. In each video, I'm going to advertise my t-shirts. So let's get started. In the previous video, we learned how to form noun clauses in the Kurdish language. In this video, let's learn how to form negative noun clauses and interrogative noun clauses. So, to begin with, let's learn how negative noun clauses are made in the Kurdish language. So, we've got two ways to do that. And in the first one, as you can see in the explanation, negative noun clauses in Kurdish are made in two ways. The first one is the prefix ne, just like not in English. So, as you can see, it comes before the noun and makes the noun clause negative. We form negative noun clauses with the prefix ne. With examples, you are going to understand it better. So, as you can see here, Azat ne juwane. Azat is not young. So, as you can see, ne comes before the noun and it makes the sentence negative. Azat ne juwane. Azat is not young. Dara ne jihatiye. Dara is not hardworking. Again, it comes before jihati, which means hardworking, the noun, and it makes the sentence negative. Dara is not hardworking. Sev ne sorun. Again, before the noun, and it makes the sentence negative. Apples are not red. And in the last example, as you can see, zarok ne tine. Children are not thirsty. To remind you of our previous video, as you can see, e here is e because it's preceded by a consonant. Here, as you can see, it's preceded by a vowel and it becomes ye. Since it's preceded by a consonant r, it's in, and in the last one, as you can see, since t ends in a vowel, it becomes zarok netine. And also I talked about how you cannot make nominative nouns plural in Kurdish with any suffix or prefix. So you understand by looking at the verb. Zarok, children, netine. How do we understand that it's children but not a child? By looking at this here. Ne. Zarok netine. It's plural. So now after that, let's learn the second way to form negative noun clauses in the Kurdish language. So this time, let's focus on how to form negative noun clauses in the Kurdish language with nine, as you can see here for singular nouns, and ninen for plural nouns. So here there is an important thing that you have to pay attention to. These two, let's say, suffixes, they're actually verbs, but for the sake of the video, let's say suffixes, they come after the noun. So the difference between ne and ninen is that ne comes before the noun. So you say azat ne juwane before the noun. But here with nine and ninen, they come after the noun and make the sentence negative. So the meaning does not change. So I did not want to change the examples so that you can compare them. Azat juwan nine. The same example. Azat ne juwane. But this time, you say azat juwan nine. It comes after the noun. Dara jihati nine. The meaning is the same. Dara is not hardworking. Dara ne jihatiye. But the form changes. Dara jihati nine. And the same thing applies to plural nouns. Sev sor ninen. Apples are not red. it means exactly the same thing with sevne sorun. Just the form changes. Zarok ti ninen. Children are not thirsty. Zarok ti ninen. As you can see, nine, ninen, they follow the noun. They come after the noun, not before it. And to remind you of the plural nouns in Kurdish again, there is no way to make nouns plural in the nominative case, as you can see, sev, zarok. When you see it for the first time, so on a first glance, they look like singular nouns. But by looking at the verbs, you can understand that sev here means apples, because ninen. If it had been sev sor nine, then you will say one apple. But since it says sev sor ninen, many apples. Again, zarok ti ninen. On a first glance, on a first look, it looks like a singular noun. But when you look at the verb, it says ninen, you can understand that many children. If it were zarok ti nine, you would understand that it's one child. But by looking at the verb, you can understand that it's not a child, but many children. I will repeat these important, let's say, features of the Kurdish language many times, so that you can get your head around it in a very robust and permanent way. So that's it for the negative nouns. We've learned two ways of making noun clauses negative in the Kurdish language. And finally, I want to focus on how to form interrogative noun clauses in the Kurdish language. So let's move on. So now, friends, let's finally learn how to form interrogative noun clauses, how to ask questions for noun clauses in the Kurdish language. So you've got 4 ways to form interrogative noun clauses in the Kurdish language. It's up to you which one you use. All of them will be understood. All of them are used by native speakers. So again, as I said, it's up to you which one you prefer. So let's learn them one by one and try to pay attention to my pronunciation, to everything that I pay attention to, because you'll need to practice them to be able to correctly form these forms. So the first one is, just like many languages, using the stress while uttering the question, while pronouncing the question. So, as you can see in these 2 examples, I've underlined 2 different words in the same question. So, you a little bit make the pitch higher. You pronounce it a bit higher. You put the stress either on the noun, here, as you can see, either on the adjective, on the noun, whatever has been used, or either on the subject. So you pronounce this like that. Pay close attention to my pronunciation. Azad Juane is Azad young, so the stress is on Juan, young. So you ask whether Azad is young. Azad Juane, as you can see, I sort of make the pitch at the end a bit higher. Azad Juane, Azad Juane, Azad Juane, it goes higher. Azad Juane. And in the second one, Azad Juane, you ask, is Azad young? So the stress, the emphasis is on Azad. So you pronounce Azad a bit differently here. Azad Juane, is Azad young? Pay close attention to my pronunciation to see the difference. Azad Juane, is Azad young? Azad Juane, is Azad young? So that's the difference. As I said, it's up to you which one you use, but pay close attention to the stress, which one you pronounce a bit higher, because it will make your question more clear, whether you ask about is Azad young or is Azad young. I will repeat them at the end of the video. So the second way is to use ma at the beginning of the sentence. These three ways are quite easy. You can start using them as soon as possible. They will be understood by everyone. Ma Azad juane? Is Azad young? Ma Azad juane? The third way is gelo. Just like ma at the beginning of the sentence. You put it at the beginning of the sentence. Gelo Azad juane? Gelo Azad juane? Is Azad young? And the final one, the fourth one, is qay. Qay. Remember this sound in the Kurdish language, qay. Qay. It comes a little from the throat. Qay. 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 Qay Azad juane. Qay Azad juane. So guys, these are the ways, 4 ways to form interrogative noun clauses in the Kurdish language. Let's repeat them again by using the stress, and you put the stress, it's important that you put the stress on the correct word, because it will determine whether you ask is Azad young or is Azad young. So here you say Azad juane. Azad juane, the stress is on juan, young, so you ask whether is Azad young. And in the second one, Azad juane, is Azad young, you ask whether Azad is young. The second one is ma, as I said, you put it at the beginning of the sentence, ma Azad juane. The other one is gelo. These 3 ones, gelo, ma, qay, are used in the same way. Gelo Azad juane. And the last one is qay, qay Azad juane. They form interrogative noun clauses. So let's repeat today's lesson. We've learned to form negative noun clauses with ne, nine, and ninen. And finally, we've learned interrogative noun clauses, 4 ways of forming interrogative noun clauses with the stress, ma, gelo, and qay. So that's it for today. I'll look forward to seeing you in next videos. Take care. Don't forget to practice. Create your own sentences. Use this with your friends. And I promise you will understand them perfectly. Take care. Bye-bye.